Welcome everyone to week 12 Mario Mondays, and this week we're doing Ant-Man. Ant-Man. Right. So, this is the portion where we talk about the movie before we watch it. So, what do you guys remember this movie? I don't remember much.
I remember, like, there was a lot of small stuff. I remember it was kind of like a heist movie that they made. That's kind of it, really.
Yeah.
It was their chance to make pop culture-y things big.
I remember it has Paul Rudd. It has that old dude, I can't remember his name. I've seen the actor before. And then, of course, has another villain that's in a suit, and he's bald, and he puts on another Ant-Man suit, and that's the villain.
I remember this one being really funny, and being really good.
Yeah, it is really good.
More than that.
Yeah.
I've only seen it on my food like once, I think.
It's definitely not what, as the cover says, my favorite superhero movie ever.
Yeah,
it says
no.
Dave Kagger of Fandango.
Man, you sure have a boring life.
Man, really?
You should watch, like, Iron Man or something.
You mean, is it going to be better? Is your favorite one as opposed to Infinity War, which is coming out soon?
Ooh, shots fired.
Man, if that's your favorite
so
one.
long as that quote's not in
Ragnarok.
Batman v Superman, I'm happy.
Yeah, exactly right.
I like Thor Ragnarok.
That was good too, yes.
I haven't seen Thor Ragnarok, but that will
one's
happen
my
soon.
favorite.
Right.
I'm going to keep teasing it until it happens.
But I think that's pretty much it. We talked about it. He shrinks stuff.
He's mini.
He's many. He's an ant. Controls ants.
He can talk to ants, yeah.
Yep. That's it.
It's not a lot.
It's not a whole lot.
Pretty self-explanatory.
This is going to be a very short pre-screening part of the movie.
We can talk about the Ant-Man sequel is coming out soon.
Oh yes, Ant-Man and the Wasp is coming out soon.
Yeah.
So
that
make sure to check out that review whenever that comes out.
Yeah.
That'll be months ahead, but there it is.
But if you're watching
on
this
the
in the future, that episode might already be out. You can go ahead and just go straight from this one to that one.
Right.
You'll
Yes.
be time traveling.
Yeah.
One of us might be dead.
Yes. But we're going to start the movie now so we can get this over with. So let's begin.
Ants.
Ants. Ant-Man.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the actual movie review portion of Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
It was very good. It was very good. As usual, these movies are always being really good.
I mean, we're kind of fans of them.
Well,
which
yeah.
is kind of unfair. It's why we're doing the whole
But
thing.
even if you're not like a comic fan, it's still
a good movie.
Yeah.
This is just a good movie.
Cough, for Dark Word now. What?
I'm
Who
not.
said that?
On a related note, I'm not too excited about next week.
Yeah, that's another kind of struggle.
But we're on this week.
I am
We're
really
on
liking
this
that a little
week.
bit more so this
We're on this week.
But yeah, this week Ant-Man. This one will probably be a quicker review because we don't really know much about him. I don't know if you guys do. Other than this
We don't know much about the comics. We don't know much about his lore or his abilities.
Yeah, we're not really too much comic guys.
We kind of just know what's in the films.
Yeah, we really do. So don't bash us in the comments.
Yeah. Ant-Man is obscure. There's not too much that your average person.
I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy is obscure too, and we love that one.
Yeah,
so.
fair enough. But like these obscure ones are done so well because I feel like they're taking more liberties with them, along with the source material.
Yeah.
The other ones, they're like, oh, we have to either do it straight like the source material says because people know that.
Right.
Whereas these ones, it's a bit looser, I'd say.
Yeah. So basically, how we usually do this, if you don't know, is we talk about the opening of the movie, which I thought was okay. It wasn't the best opening to any of these, but it was okay.
Yeah. How did it open? It had the flashback to.
It basically started in 1989, yeah, and it had 1889.
1889, where there were steam engines galore.
The Industrial Revolution.
I would pay money to see the industrial, like, steamboat style Ant-Man.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Steam John is his name.
Steam John.
Steam John. But no, it opens in 1989 with at Pimtech.
Yep.
And I think was it San Francisco?
Yeah, San Francisco.
Okay, yeah.
There's the Golden Gate Bridge. I'm not sure if they actually said the location on screen, but I recognize enough
I think
California.
it did at one point.
I recognize enough San Fran landmarks. And I've never been there, so.
I haven't either.
So that's pretty good storytelling.
Right.
That way.
But yeah, basically open there, and it shows like the main, I guess one of the main characters, Hank Pym. He's basically the owner or founder of the company. And he walks in.
And founder.
Yeah, and he's mad because I can't remember what was he mad again?
They were trying to replicate his Ant-Man suit.
Oh, okay.
They're trying to replicate the gel stuff that made it shrink.
The pin particle.
Pin particle.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yep.
That
Well,
red
that's
stuff?
what we're calling it. Okay.
I mean, that's what it's called. That's
That
what they
red
called it in the
stuff?
movie. Yeah.
And we
and
have to
so
call
they're
it-
try to steal it, right?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Oh, they're trying to replicate, not
Replicate,
steal.
okay.
Because he made it on company time, which, if you want to talk like company policy and legal stuff, I could go all day with that. Essentially, if you make something on company time, company owns it. So don't give all your creative ideas on company time.
All right. Fair enough.
So, but I
Uh,
think he made that in his own time, so he owns.
yeah.
Pin
Okay.
particle.
And he was mad because they were doing it, so he's like, "I'm not gonna let you have it. It's
And then
mine."
He punched a guy in the nose and he made blood come out.
Yep. And then he basically just quit, I guess.
Yeah, he quit on the spot. He was like, "Nope, not having this. You
Yep.
guys aren't getting this no more."
And then it cuts to the next scene where we get introduced to the main character, which is Scott Lang.
And he's in a prison
He's
fight.
in prison, and we realize that he was in prison because he was part of a gang that
That's the
stole.
reason?
Yeah, like, well, he was part of that whole group of people.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like,
I wouldn't call them a gang. It's called
well,
more
I
like
don't
a
know.
squad.
Yeah, squad, whatever you call it.
Fan squad?
Yeah, they're fan squad. And he broke into a high security data bank thing. I don't know where.
I
They
don't
describe
know.
what it was. You're not on
We're
movies.
not
Great.
getting over movies.
Yeah.
The Avengers are gonna get you.
Yeah. And we learn that he basically has to get a job, and he has to pretty much basically the movie is like redemption, and he has to redeem himself and somehow. And at first he has to get like you normally do. You have to when you get out of prison, you try to get a job. You try to get
You try to get a
income.
job. Yeah.
You try to get somewhere to
Pay
live.
child support. All
Yeah, I
this
mean
fun
if you have
stuff.
to. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
which he did because he was in prison and he had a kid. And
Yeah,
that
that's bad.
sucks.
Yeah. Oh my God! You broke my fidget
Broke the
spinner.
fidget spinner on camera.
Broke it on camera. Thanks. Thanks to that cat over there. Great. Well, R.I.P.
So this is where I kind of want to talk about the character motivations a bit with our lead Scott. His motivations were that he wanted to be a hero in his daughter's eyes. Our villain, he wanted to weaponize this suit or this particle. And then we also are introduced to what was the scientist's name that developed the suit?
Hank?
Hank.
Pym?
Yeah, Hank.
Okay, there you go.
Hank wants to protect his legacy and not let it fall into the wrong hands. In this case, the villain.
Yeah. Okay.
We also have his daughter, Hope.
Mhm.
She wants to, I guess, be redeemed in her father's eyes and not be seen as supplementary or kind of useless. But he doesn't see her as useless. He wants to protect her from the same fate that happened to her mother.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And any other motivations we wish to discuss in this portion?
I don't think so. No.
Because this leads to
Cat's motivation.
my criticism, which is all of these characters have really good, well thought out motivations, from the redemption story between the father-daughter relationship, overprotective father that sees nothing left in his legacy and trying to pass on to the next generation, all the way to Scott wanting to be a hero in his daughter's eyes, to his daughter liking her father over her stepfather. All these motivations are good, except I don't like the villain's motivation.
Yeah.
It's kind of lame in the grand scheme.
Marvel
of all these
always has a problem with these
It's
villains.
such a-
Every single movie.
because, like, if you think about it, it's like a nice father-daughter story. It's a nice father or daughter or double father-daughter, really. Now that I think about it, yeah, there's both these really good relationships that we're trying to rekindle, and they're both really good. And then, what's trying to tear apart this lovely family? Oh, money.
Yep.
Yeah, why? Why is that the only thing? Or human evolution with weaponry.
Yeah.
Again, the same thing Iron Man did already.
I don't know. They just don't know how to do
It's
villains
just
very
such
well,
a-
do they?
I like the Iron Man villain because the conflict that Tony
I mean,
Stark
don't get me
had.
wrong. Like there are some good villains, but like they're just not like really strong
The thing
on their
is,
own.
like they already did this villain complex with Tony Stark and Iron Man, but the thing is, his struggle was not family, and this villain complex does not, go that well against family.
Yeah.
It's just not that good of a contrast. It's like you want a good villain to complement what your hero's goals are. In this case, they're kind of separate, and there's really no point for it.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I never liked the villain anyway in his movies.
He's kind of.
And I always forget what his name is and what he does. But yeah.
His name is the Wasp.
I always call him the never doing a business dude. That's how I call him.
Yeah,
And he's bald.
He look. I think he plays other. There's another character I was thinking of from another show or movie. He was a much better villain than that.
Okay. We'll talk about the ending now, I guess. Or I guess
Spoilers. Big text.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Don't matter. We are talking about the ending anyway.
Spoilers. People will hate you if you don't announce it. But
Fine, fair enough. Spoiler.
Look
Whatever.
at you, internet.
Yeah. Well, anyway, basically, blah blah blah. He gets, I guess, picked up by Pym to, I guess, Hank Pym to stop Darren from weaponizing the suit. So he gets him on a heist mission because he has the skills to do so. And so they trains, gets all the ants to do what he needs them to do.
Good training montage, by the way.
And then, of course, they go into the building. They get into it, but he knew all along what was going on.
Ba-ba-ba.
And so then there's a big fight scene in the whole building. Then they blow up the building in a big black hole, which I don't know how that works.
It's
and in terms
subatomic theory, blah blah. It's physics. That's all you need to know is physics.
Okay.
It checks out.
Yeah, and then there's a big fight scene between Scott and Darren, and then eventually he goes subatomic, which he's not supposed to do, but he does it anyway to save his daughter, and he destroys Darren. I guess pretty much kills him. And then he's like, well, how do I get out? And he has this one last grow orb thing. I don't know what you call it.
Grow disc, frisbee
thing, yeah.
And
then he's like, I gotta put this in my
belt thingy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Regulator.
Regulator. There you go.
Because it regulates the size.
Yeah.
Get it?
And, yes.
Smart.
Okay.
Clever.
Yeah, and he puts it in there. He pushes up the thing, and it makes him grow to normal size. And
then he saves the day, gets the girl, and his daughter loves him.
And that's the end of the movie.
And that's it, man.
And then they set up Civil War by basically from the previous scene he infiltrated the Avengers building to do something.
You got a piece of tech to bypass the system.
Yeah, and so they're like, okay, we gotta recruit this guy for the Avengers. So that was pretty much how they set up that next plot line for him.
Yeah, so basically, yay, Avengers Civil War's next.
And then in credit scenes, basically they set up the next movie, Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is coming out very soon. And they set up that one where Hope becomes the Wasp. And then the next credit scene is basically setting up Civil War, where they're like, how are we gonna, I guess fight Tony, or we gotta get more people recruited for our team.
Hey, I know a guy.
And then that's it. And then
roll credits.
Yep. So there's that. I mean, they're great credit scenes. They're good for.
It's a good movie. Like we're not saying it's a bad movie. It's a really really funny movie. Right. It's got good action sequences. As long as we're talking on a technical level, I pointed this out to you earlier, but I said that the cinematography is not the strongest suit of it. Though I'm not saying it looks bad. I'm just saying it's in relation to what we see is kind of forgettable. If you were to take out the elements that were the small bits and pieces here, like the train scene. If you replace that toy train on the playpen, and if you just put that in with a normal train, it would be the same action scene. Whereas, put in more of those shots where it's more small stuff, and you kind of get a sense of tiny people fighting. If we get more of that, and more of him shrinking and enlarging, and doing fights like that, if we got more of that, that would be definitely more interesting. We just cannot keep it small. Is the problem? We have to keep switching sizes to make this interesting, which would work, but as I'm seeing here, there's a lot of sequences where it just feels like I'm watching Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah, just the comic version.
And it's it's interesting the first few times you see it, but it makes the movie as a whole, I think, more forgettable.
Yeah.
But this is a really hard thing to work with.
Right.
Especially.
Hey, you, get over here. What's your note? What's on your Stop playing up the freaking kitty cat.
I stalled long enough for it.
Get over here, almost done. We're talking about our note section. What do you think of the movie overall?
I thought it was good.
Why do you think it's good? You can't just say it's good.
No, just keep going. I thought it was good. Okay, next. There's not a criticism the internet will like.
Okay.
It was okay, I guess.
I mean, this is only my second time seeing it, but...
It's my second time seeing it. Look how much I wrote down.
Yeah. Second time seeing it for me, I think, too, so...
Well, anyways...
No excuses.
I usually side characters are, lame and stuff, but in this one, they were really good with that one guy. I don't know what his friend's name
But
was.
see, he became a main character because he has his own movie though. So he's no longer a sidekick.
No. The like his friend.
do
The
you
guy's
mean?
friend.
The friend, the one that was like the
The guy
heist
kept
guy.
telling stories.
This guy?
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
guy.
I
Yeah.
He's a
don't
good
know what
supporting
his name.
character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was saying. That's what I meant. Like usually, like those
Okay.
the side characters
Michael
are usually
Pena.
like bad, but I mean, they were actually good, and but he was really funny. I liked
Yeah,
him.
he did his role very well.
And then
I feel like he deserved more screen time.
yeah,
Did you like the story and everything about it?
yeah, the story
Story's
was
good. Okay.
I like the daughter too. She was really
Oh, it was
funny.
good. Okay.
I didn't like Holt that much, and I didn't really like the villain, but
Yeah. Fair enough.
everyone else was really good.
Okay.
I thought the beginning was like a little slow though.
That's what I was gonna say, but I was like, I don't know how
Like,
I
it's
feel
so
about
I feel
that.
like the
Pacing.
beginning. I feel like the pacing of the beginning was kind of good, but it got a little rushed near the middle.
Yeah.
But I thought the beginning, I don't know, I thought the pacing was slow at the beginning.
It's
I
got
thought
some
it
weird
got
pacing
better, like, once he got out of, like, jail and stuff. Like, the
Mhm.
the beginning of the physics class.
That's pretty early on though. Like
I mean,
you
yeah,
know,
That's what
it's
I
like
said, the first, like,
it's
5
like
minutes was
it's like
kinda
3 to
weird.
5 minutes of
Yeah,
bad
not even.
pacing.
Yeah.
That's excusable. I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Oh.
So now I guess we'll go quickly into notes here. The opening was good. Action was awesome. The visuals were really good. I like the visuals especially, like him like shrinking down and
Yeah.
being bigger.
The special
and
effects, the
yeah.
art direction, that was all
it
very
was very good.
Acting was very good.
Mhm, acting was good.
I'm falling down the hallway, go get it!
And I feel like the heist setup, like basically like heist setup, like a heist movie. If that works
Yeah,
pretty well too.
I was when I first saw this, I was not expecting this to be a heist movie, Avengers style movie.
Mm-hmm.
But after seeing, I was kind of iffy on. But after seeing, I was like, oh, this was done really well. I want more of this.
Right.
I want some of this in Avengers.
Yeah, it was really
Yeah,
good.
that was cool.
I got a few cons as well. Like I said, another villain in a suit. I don't know why they did do that, but
Yeah.
they did.
Another guy in a black tie.
Yep.
That rhymes. I think that's what we should call it. Another guy in a black tie.
I got a black tie.
Another guy
Okay.
in a black, because that works out. It rhymes well, rolls off the tongue, and it's nice and bland and generic.
Sure.
So
Okay.
if from here on, from Ant-Man, we say another guy in a black tie is boring. We don't like him. Marvel, fix it.
Sure.
Okay,
Okay.
write that down.
Uh,
As soon as I get my pen back.
I put Nirvana 2 to 3 side characters didn't work. So I remember that one guy we were talking about earlier, the Michael Pena's character. I don't remember his name is the other guy, but the other
Michael
two,
Pena.
the Russian dude and the other black guy.
Mm.
They were just there. They weren't really anything special. And I feel like the Hydra thing was just lazily involved. They just threw that in there.
Yeah, I heard that. I didn't know
Yeah,
what
like,
context was.
like basically he sold the suit and the Yellow Jacket technology to Hydra so that they can weaponize it. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like they just lazily threw it in. I was like, oh, Hydra's in here. He's bad because he's part of Hydra. Oh no, we gotta
Did
stop
you guys
him.
know that Hydra were Nazis? Ooh.
Yeah, so that was kind of just lazily in there. Like, oh man, he's evil because he's part of Hydra.
He's evil because he's a
He
Nazi.
sold out to Hydra.
That's just convenient writing right there.
Yeah, so that was kind of lame and dumb. I don't know why
I
they
missed
doing
that.
that. Yeah, that's literally like in there. They mentioned for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, it was like when
Like
they were at
if
the
you're
end of
gonna
it.
do that, commit to it at least.
Like yeah, he's like, oh by the way, we saw the Hydra, and
It
that
was
was
just
it.
it was just half-assedly thrown in there. If you're gonna do it, be like, hey, they're doing Hydra, and then like have like the Nazis come in and do all the fun stuff.
Yeah.
But like you didn't even do that. You were just like, oh yeah, Hydra.
Yep.
Hell, Hydra.
That's literally all it was.
Hell,
Super
Hydra.
forgettable.
You can't like do like this for a Nazi salute. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do the entire one, obviously.
No, yeah, don't please don't.
we
We want our PewDiePie
don't,
thing on
we
us.
don't, we don't want to be demonetized.
Yeah. Any other cons?
Forgettable movie, I would say, because going into this, how many of us remembered what happened?
Not
Yeah.
Much at all.
Not because it's bad, it's because it's
just
I
don't
don't know,
do
it-
something that's for.
It's
It's
not
not
even
one of like,
different.
the biggest
It's not-
movies.
doesn't
Like
stand
he's
out.
in, yeah,
I'd
he's
say-
like any other movies, but he's not like a main like.
I would
big
say for
character.
2 hours, it stays on a pretty small scale. See
Hey.
No, on that I actually mean it is pretty small for what happens. Like
Yeah.
that, the physical action is small scale, and what they're doing, we're dealing with another guy in a black tie and a big secret organization selling stuff to Hydra.
Right.
We've done that how many times now? Like
Too
3
many
at
times.
least.
Yeah, it's dumb. They just, I don't know what
It's,
they're
the
doing.
thing is, we've seen it so many times. That's what makes it forgettable, I think. And that's a problem because there's a lot of great comedy. I don't know if we've said that yet. But
Oh, yeah.
there's a lot of great humor,
Great comedy.
but
yep.
it's lost on this bland, forgettable setting.
Yeah, it's not doing me stand out very much as from the other ones. Anything else?
Let's see. I think that's everything for me.
Okay.
Yep.
That's it? Alright, so I guess that's it. Final scores then. We'll start with you first.
Me?
Yeah, go for it.
I got a 9
9 out of 10.
Nice.
Okay.
Hey.
because
So,
I don't like the villain.
don't like the villain. Is that the main concern? Main villain? Okay. Makes sense.
What are you going to give it?
I'll let you go
No, I
first.
want you to go first.
No.
I have it written down. I've locked in my answer.
I mean, I see it right now. Go ahead and say it.
Okay, yeah. So I also gave it a 9 out of 10. I'd written it down before the review started. I was kind of iffy on like this was a really good movie, but I didn't remember anything to it, so it's not that good. But you know, the characters have really good motivation, so it's not like an 8. But you know, it's definitely not a 10 because I didn't remember. And then think about the villains and the cinematography issues, and you know the motivation and the setting for everything. It brought it down, sadly, to a 9 out of 10, which is still. I know you're thinking I'm like I hyped it up as like a low score. It's like
Right.
no, it's still a great movie.
I just thought you were doing 8 out of 10, so I don't think you would be an 8 out of 10, honestly. But
Yeah, but no, I'm gonna pressure you. Pressure you. Don't give it.
no, I'm sticking to my guns
Okay.
too. 9 out of 10 too as well.
Okay.
I really like this movie. We can all agree on that. But again, like we said, villain was not very good.
Yep.
Cinematography was just bland. It wasn't anything
I
special.
wouldn't say bland, but it could have been better.
Yeah. Visuals are great. Story was good. High setting really worked for this movie, and I don't know. It just works, but it's forgettable. If that makes any sense, I don't really know how to really describe that.
It's done very well, but not well enough.
yeah. I don't
Which
know.
is what I would say a 9 out of 10 is. It's done really well, but just not
Just
well enough.
not quite enough. Yeah.
It's close,
Mhm.
but no cigar.
Okay,
I figured out.
so before we actually physically run out of
Wait,
wrap
what's the average of the episode or of the movie?
Oh, so I was gonna get to that actually.
Oh.
So now this is technically the end of phase 2.
Ooh.
So
Ooh,
as per last time, we're gonna tally up all the scores from all these movies, average them out, and then see which one is the top movie in this phase. I think last time it was Avengers was the first
Ooh.
one. I think that was number 1 last time.
So
But we're gonna average them out now. So
I
we'll be right back. All right, so on our back. Apparently we already averaged them. Apparently, she did anyway. So
yeah, she did it off screen.
I'm gonna
That's
take
how
that
it is.
from you.
Well, Ant-Man's on a different thing because I thought it was on phase 3. So Ant-Man, but Ant-Man's 9 because we all
Okay.
said 9. But
So, this is where we stand. So, from starting with Iron Man 3, we got a 7 from me, 6 from you, 7 from you.
Mm-hmm.
Average is 6.6. Thor Dark World, that's going to be the bottom, I
I was
already
the
know.
nice guy on that one. I gave it a 3.
God.
How am I nice with a 3?
Me 2, you 2, you 3,
Yeah.
2.3. Winter Soldier, 9, average is 9. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, 10, 10, 10, and then we had an extra guest in there, Corey. He gave it a 9. So I brought it down almost.
Well, I gave Guardians an 11.
You did, but
no, you gave Guardians 2 and 11.
Guardians 2.
Yes.
I thought you were on
Yeah.
Guardians.
so
2.
yeah, this is 9.75 for Guardians 1.
Very
Then
cool.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, 10, 10, 11.
Okay.
So that brings up a 10.3, unprecedented. This breaks the scale, but whatever.
Breaks the scale, but okay. That fixes Thor Dark World for this
yeah.
phase.
Age of Ultron, 8 from me, 7 from you, 8 from you, 7.6, and of course Ant-Man, 9, 9, 9, 9. So,
So what drum roll,
as
please?
number 1 spot is, what big surprise, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. That's number 1. 10.3.
You know, the one that got an 11 out of 10.
And the light went over
The
there.
light has
Great.
a mind of its own.
Awesome.
It can only happen on a live show like this, except it's not live.
It's not live. Next up below that is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, 9.75, just barely below that one. Then you have a tie for 3rd place with Winter Soldier and Ant-Man. Yeah.
Wait, hold on, what
You
did
never
I rate?
thought that.
What did I rate Winter Soldier?
Winter Soldier was 9 as well.
We all got 9.
Yep.
Yes, that sounds about fair.
Then I guess what would be? It'd be 5th place, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
Yeah, 5th place. 5th place is going to be Age of Ultron, and then 6th place, or no, right? Is that 6th place?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 7 movies. So yeah, 6
Okay, I lost track of there. Sorry. 6th place, Iron Man 3, 6.6. And lastly, of course, very bottom, Thor Dark World with a 2.3.
Screw you, Thor Dark
Man,
World.
that got really low scores.
I'm not looking forward to the next Thor movie.
Yeah, I think it goes beep.
Beep.
So yeah, that's that's pretty much how it went down. As compared to the other ones, I think Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 was still number 1, at the very top, and I think Avengers is right below that with number 2 of all these put together.
Sounds about right.
But yeah, so that's into Phase 2. So now,
Knocked over the tissues.
yes, I did. And now next week we go to Phase 3, the final phase, leading up to from Doctor Strange all the way to Infinity War. So it's almost that time. We're in the last phase.
We're almost caught up with modern Marvel.
Oh man.
When did this one come out?
Which one?
2015.
This movie.
Oh, it's 2015. Yeah.
2015.
So we're really close.
So
we're getting
we're
there.
only 3 years behind.
Yeah, we're getting
Live.
What's the only one out of order? Doctor Strange is, I think, 2016.
there. 2016. Yeah.
Yeah, but what? So next
Civil
week.
War was
This
2016.
leads up to next week. We're gonna be doing Doctor Strange. Question: Why?
Because I heard that because it takes place over years of time, it's technically takes place before all the other ones in the phase.
Okay.
Because I don't want to
But-
say, but something happens to him, and so he has to go through a certain amount of things. And
Is that the thing that
of course-
happens at the end where he talks to the guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So for those of you that do know what happens, he talks to the guy repeatedly, and the guy eventually does the thing with him.
Yep.
I cannot be less specific.
Yeah, it's pretty much in basic terms as we can get.
Doesn't
You have to
Black
choose your
Panther
words very
go before
carefully.
four?
Oh yeah, Black Panther does go in there somewhere. I think it's after Spider-Man: Homecoming. Oh no, I think it's after Civil War actually.
Okay, so we're doing
But we already did a review on Black Panther, so
because that one came out in the midst of us doing this
yeah.
series.
So that was the only wild card in that one. Oh my god.
Hard.
Okay, so my god, this movie is good.
Good
It's
movie.
Forgettable,
though.
but sadly we have to go now.
Sadly, we
Because-
do have to end because we do have places to be. Surprisingly,
Oh
the
man.
people that just sit down and watch Marvel movies have actual lives.
Exactly
I
right.
know it's crazy.
So tune in next week where we start Phase 3 with Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
See you there. It's
Not
gonna be
looking forward to it.
Strange. Oh,
There be some CGI.
I don't know what that was.
Or CGI.
All right, bye guys.